and the fastest growing county in Virginia. Since taking office, he has been one of Virginia's strongest voices in the fight against illegal immigration, protecting the Second Amendment, and fostering the pro-growth economic policies that have made this county a top-ranked county for job growth in the Commonwealth. Having been elected 4 times in Prince William County, he is the only county-wide elected Republican in Northern Virginia. Corey was born in Minnesota to a working-class family. When Corey received his bachelor's degree from Georgetown University School of Foreign Service, he was the first member of his family to graduate from college. Corey then earned his law degree from William Mitchell College of Law in St. Paul, Minnesota, where he graduated magna cum laude. Corey now works as an international trade attorney with his own practice. Corey and his wife of 20 years, Maria, reside in Woodbridge, Virginia, with their 2 sons, Isaac and Luke. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Stewart.
Yeah. Well, good evening, Newport News. How are you doing tonight? Okay, well, I'm glad the protesters are not out there tonight. I'm glad they're not out there. They've been following me around this state. I've enjoyed the attention. Well, kind of. But in fact, on Saturday we've had to move the location of our event twice because these what are they called? The Indivisible campaign. This is totally funded by George Soros. They've been going around. They've been shouting down Republican members of Congress all across the country. They've been doing the same thing to my campaign, and they've forced 2 venues so far to withdraw their support for our event on Saturday because they threatened them. But we are not going to back down, and no matter what happens, we're going to have a rally on Saturday. We might have to do it in the middle of the street, but we're going to have that rally. So I have the chance to take a tour of the shipyard earlier this morning. I know how important it is, not to just the Newport News, but in fact to the entire Commonwealth, Virginia. And I just want to let you know that when I'm elected governor, you're not going to have a better friend of the governor's mansion anytime in our history. We are going to make sure that the 1 in 10 jobs, by the way, 1 in every 10 jobs in Virginia somehow come back right here to Hampton Roads, either at the shipyard or the port, and you're going to have a big friend of this town government. Now, I got to tell you something kind of funny. Usually politicians give tips to the Washington Post. But this time, just a few minutes ago, I got a tip from the Washington Post, and I think you're going to find this interesting. So all of us who are running for governor, we had to submit our financial disclosure forms, where we invest, etc. You know, who we work for, our companies, etc. So it turns out that Mr. Liberal, Mr. Tom Perriello, has interest in a company that is going to be building the wall with Mexico. How do you like that? It's typical liberal hypocrisy. Typical liberal hypocrisy. And now the thing is, I want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart. I'm elected countywide in Prince William County, and in 2007, I led what is considered to be the nation's toughest crackdown on illegal immigration anywhere in the United States. So far, we have handed over to the federal government more than 7,500 criminal illegal aliens. And our violent crime rate dropped by 48.7% in just 3 years. Now, the Washington Post called that a coincidence. And some people say, and a lot of establishment Republicans, by the way, they told me to back off. They said, you know, you're never going to win countywide in Prince William County. It's in Northern Virginia. It's 454,000 residents. It's 54% minority. In fact, it's the very first majority minority county in Northern Virginia. They say if you don't back off, you're going to lose the next election. Well, I I didn't take that advice. I'm very, very stubborn. And we proceeded with it, and we put the policy in place. And not only was I reelected, but I was reelected by a larger margin than the election before. And the reason I did this is this. And you know it right here in Hampton Roads. 2003, Brittany Binger, abducted, raped, mutilated by an illegal alien who had been previously apprehended by law enforcement here in Virginia. We knew he was here, we meaning the entire community. Law enforcement knew he was here, and instead of deporting this person, he was released right back into our community to commit more crimes. And he did, a very heinous one. But he's not alone. They're all over the Commonwealth of Virginia. Illegal immigrants who, not just coming into the country illegally, but who are committing crimes against you and your families. And I want to let you know something, that the policy that we put in place in Prince William County 10 years ago, which the state of Arizona copied, which identifies 100% of every person who's brought into our jail, that when I am governor, we are going to take that same policy and adopt it statewide and require every jail in Virginia to do the same policy so that we are removing criminal illegal aliens from the Commonwealth. This is not mean, folks. This is common sense. And the number one responsibility of every level of government, whether it's the federal government, the state government, or the localities, is to protect the lives, the safety, and the rights of the citizens that it serves. And that is what I'm going to do as governor. So, there are a lot of other issues. There are a lot of other issues, and I know we have a lot of physicians in this room. And do you know that in 1985, Medicaid accounted for 5% of the state's budget. Today, it's at 22% and growing. That's without the expansion under Obamacare. The only way that we are going to get control of the state's budget, the only way that we're going to make room for significant tax cuts in the Commonwealth, is we have to cap the growth of Medicaid in this state, and I will be working with the Trump administration to block grant Medicaid, cap it at 20% of the state's budget, design a system for Virginians, by Virginians, that's more efficient, less costly to the taxpayer, and provides a better service for those who are served by it. And with the savings that we will accomplish, we are going to produce the biggest tax cut in Virginia history, slashing the top marginal income tax rate from 5.75% to 4.75%, and we're going to do it in a single year, making it the biggest tax cut